Hello, I am Carrie and I'm back with another pick a card reading. And this time the question is, what life changes are coming to you in the near future? So I'm using this deck, Butterfly Oracle, for life changes. This is one of the first decks I ever got, and I really like it because it's simple, but it gives some pretty meaningful information about what's coming up next. And this reading is going to be short and sweet because, there's so many different things that can be happening in our lives. So I'm not going to try to get too deep into it, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of some of the life changes that are coming up in the near future. Okay, so we have three piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I just want to say before we get started, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Thank you for just, even looking at this and like giving your energy to me and to this channel. I just appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to get started with pile 1. Ooh. Okay, pile 1. We've got 4 cards. Just going to lay them out. Okay, that's dietary change, keep the faith, finances, and retirement. Sounds fun. It's like seeing the end of this being retirement. Retirement, it can mean many different things. Like, of course, literally retiring from your job or something, but you can just be stopping doing something. And especially because I'm seeing dietary change at the beginning, this is kind of reminding me of you changing the way, like the things that you take in. And because I'm seeing dietary change in finances, you might literally be making some changes in your life when it comes to how you spend your money, what you invest in and don't invest in, or even your energy, how you invest your energy as well. But it could literally be, if you are retiring, it's like the preparation for that point, like trying to get your life together, because when you're working, you're making more money than it is when you're going to live off of your retirement. So you would need to basically ramp down on the money that you're spending so that you can go ahead and start acting as if you're on that fixed income. So you might even be trying to prepare for that. Like, I don't know, if you're have a house and you want to make sure, your like your refrigerator, your hot water heater, your like all those things that can cost big money when they break, that they're all good and taken care of. Your roof, like whatever else, you want to get your plumbing checked out. Let's see about the foundation. Like, you might literally be doing those kinds of things just to make sure that when it's time for you to retire, you're going to be set for at least a while, and you're not going to have to put out any big huge expenses. Also, with the dietary change, you could literally be changing the way, like a lifestyle change. Some people, especially if they have some health issues, they need to completely change the way in which they are eating, or even their lifestyle. So with their bodies, like whether or not they're walking or running or exercising in any kind of way, even stretching, the way you use your body. Because I'm seeing keep the faith here. It's like when you do a dietary change, you might, literally change your diet or change what you're eating or change the way that you're using your body. So you might do more exercise. I just heard calisthenics. So you might be doing more of that, but you don't necessarily feel a change yet. And that's why I'm saying keep the faith, because it's like if you're just starting this, if this is a change that you're just now making, keep the faith and, know that you're going to start seeing some results soon. It just takes time. And of course, you have to make sure you're looking correctly too. So it might not show up in pictures, but if you decide to measure like your inches all the time, or pay attention to your BMI, you might not see it come up on the scale, but you're going to see other changes in your body. So keep the faith and know that the things that you're doing are working. What other changes do I see for you? Also in finances too. We talked about this a little bit, or I talked about this a little bit in changing your finances, the way that you're investing your money, also your energy. So when it comes to dietary change, you might be literally trying to change the way, like you want to be saving some money or something. Like maybe you're literally wanting to save for retirement, but you feel like every time you save $20, there's an expense that comes up. It's like, oh my God, I just saved this money, but now I have to spend it. But keeping the faith and knowing that those habits that you are changing are going to be helping you increase your finances, helping you increase your savings for retirement, or helping you in whatever goal it is that you have. Like, it might not seem like there's a lot of movement happening in your finances, but understand, like, sometimes when you turn that wheel in the beginning, it's a little bit harder than it is when you continue to keep turning and keep turning and keep turning it. Like, it takes some time for it to ramp up and build up. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Pile One. You might be literally changing your diet. You might be preparing for retirement. You might be saving up for something, or even trying to change in the ways in which you're either spending your energy or spending your money. But whatever it is that you are changing, know it's going to take a little bit of time for you to get it, know exactly right. It might take some time too for it to, like, for you to start seeing results. But keep the faith, because it's going to happen. You're going to win in whatever it is that you are doing. Just know it's going to take some time. It's like, I'm seeing time being a factor here. All right, pile one, we're going to move on to pile two. Okay. Pile two, we've got 3 cards. What changes are coming in the near future? So I see adult children, grief work, and relationship dynamics. This one is interesting because it's saying, this one's very specific. It's talking about relationships. It can literally be the relationship with your parents or relationship with your children. But there's going to be a change that comes in that. When I see grief work, though, I'm thinking about forgiveness. Even if someone has passed on, or even if they haven't, if they're still physically present in your life, but you need to forgive the version of them from the past and like reconcile with the version of who they are right now. So if you are someone who, let's say, has grown kids, this could be for you. Or if you're someone who may have a strained relationship with your parents, or even like you're trying to change that relationship with your parents. Like, I'm an adult now, so I need you to allow me to be an adult and stop treating me like a child. So I need you to mourn that child that I used to be, and remember that I am now, 30 years old or 25 or however old you are. Even if you're 18, like, your parents still want to coddle you and treat you like a child and think that you don't know anything, but you're now at the point where it's okay for you to make mistakes and learn differently. And you need your parents to allow you to do that and not try to keep, the same control over you that they had when you were a child. So the change that I see for you, Pile 2, is that there's some significant changes that are going to happen in your relationship with your parents or with your children, or even with people who, like, you might consider to be parents or children. So if you're like a teacher or something, you're a teacher, like a teacher dynamic with people who are getting older, or the same thing with you. There's a teacher in your life, and they're not necessarily seeing that you've grown up yet. I'm really seeing that there's going to be a change in your relationship, because I'm seeing relationship dynamics. It needs to be a change in which the relationship works. So let's talk about like mom, dad type energy. If these are your parents and they're not really seeing you as an adult yet, helping them understand like how you would like to be treated. Because when we're kids, we don't really have a say in how we're treated. We're just treated however we're treated. But as adults, we now have more of a voice. Hopefully we have more courage to stand up to our parents, and we can say, hey, or our, authority figures in our life. We can say, hey, I don't like to be talked to like that. Or actually, I receive information better like this. Or I need you to call me before you come over my house. Or I need you to text me before you call me. Or I need you to listen to me more. Like, really being able to take the lead more in the relationship, and give the opinion and thoughts about what it is that you need. But also with the mother and father relationship, this can be about forgiving the past. Literally trying to trying to put your relationship together if you've like fallen apart and become strained. A major change for you, especially when it comes into grief work, is grieving like the parent that you wish that they would have been, or the daughter or son that you wish that you could have raised, and really accepting that person for who they are, and kind of like starting from there. Basically like starting over, grieving the past versions of who it is that you wish or thought or knew that they were, and accepting who they really are now. And that can seriously change the relationship dynamics, especially like if you had a parent who was absent in your life and you like blame them, and you never were able to really have a real conversation with them because it was always so much anger there. But imagine forgiving that and allowing yourself to like truly see that person for who they are. Then you'll have a whole different perspective of the actions that they took. whether you're a parent or even a child. If you're, if you are a parent and your child has made some decisions that you don't agree with, but you really sitting down and getting to know that person for who they are, understanding why they made those decisions in that moment, like really talking to them outside of the anger and sadness and whatever else that could be causing the grief. You get to know the person in a completely different way. Let's see, what else are we seeing here for adult children, grief work, and relationship dynamics? Yeah, I feel like that's everything. Also, it could be with the parent either passing on or someone going into like, what is that called? Like if they need some help, they need help getting around and they have to go into like a assisted living situation. You grieving that parent that you remember that was so strong and so, capable and able to take care of themselves, to now seeing this other version of this different version of their life, this different stage where they are, where they no longer have that ability and they need some more assistance. Or even if you're the one who is taking care of them, or if it's vice versa, if you are now having to be taken care of by your child, but still like maintain that relationship, things are going to have to change. The communication is going to have to change. Even the gratitude and appreciation would have to change. Like you're really, I know caretaking can be a difficult thing, especially if the person who is being taken care of is not really on board. So having those conversations and really changing the dynamic of the relationship and allowing, someone to help you, allowing for your parent to not be able-bodied and being okay with that. Understanding that this is a stage of life, this is what happens. Sometimes people need help, and being able to either step up to the plate or getting some help in that. So I'm seeing some changes in the relationship with your family. The main thing that I'm seeing here when it comes to like advice is to 100% communicate and be real, not only with your parent or your child, or even with your authority figure or your person you're teaching, but with yourself, like 100% true to yourself and what you can and cannot handle, what you are and are not ready for. Okay, pile 2, we're going to move on to pile 3. Okay, pile 3, got 3 cards. Leaving, family changes, and sentimental feelings. Okay, this is reminding me of a relationship. Because we're reading for the collective, I'm going to give a few different examples. So leaving could literally be like someone going off to college and not being around their family all the time, and then those sentimental feelings of like, I don't, like my parents aren't here, my brother and sisters aren't here, all my friends, they're not here. Like just being being in a different environment and not being around what you're commonly used to. That's one thing that can be leaving. But also like leaving a relationship, like a breakup or something like that. Especially if this is a long-term relationship that you've been in, and then you're having all of those feelings about like, we used to go, this used to be our favorite spot. We used to do this on this day. We watched this show together. Like there's so many things that come up when you are leaving something, whether it be a relationship, even a job, or even like a location. Like there's things that come up that need to be processed. There's just going to be changes in the dynamics. There's people you're not going to see every day anymore or talk to every day anymore. Like things are going to change. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to some of the major changes that are coming in your life in the near future. It's interesting that we see the sentimental feelings, but I kind of think that it's I won't say a warning, but it's just like something to pay attention to. Your feelings and understanding that you're going to have them and understanding that that's okay. It just happens. Like if we see somebody every single day and then we don't see them every day, like we're going to miss them. That's just a feeling that comes up. And to me, sometimes it feels like there's just a hole where that person was. And I don't think that you have to fill the hole, but I do think it's helpful to appreciate. It's like, wow, we used to do these things together. And this is the thing that I used to get from that. And this is what I'm missing now because I'm not getting that. But it's kind of like helpful for you to acknowledge that so that you can understand, like, these are the things that really, they brought joy to my life. They brought like normalcy to my life. It really helped me process this and that. And it kind of can help you understand what you need when you're moving forward. Like, this is the type of thing that I'm looking for. This is the type of emotion that I would feel. This is the type of things that I like to do. Also, leaving family changes sentimental feelings can have to do with the breakup. I think I said that already. But also, like, interesting bug here. Leaving a way of being, too. This is one that really, for me, hits home because I've changed a lot when it comes to my mindset in the past few years. And so some of the things that I used to do and I used to like, I don't like anymore. But I really have sentimental feelings about it because a lot of the people around me are still doing the same things. And it's kind of hard for me to participate and feel the same way because I don't agree. It's like, this used to be fun. I used to love going to the club all the time. But now I go in there and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's too many people in here. It's too loud. Like, I have completely different feelings about it. But it kind of changes the type of people I hang around with. It kind of changes the times of days I go out. It changes so much about my even lifestyle because of what the things that I don't do anymore or I don't resonate with anymore. So it's a lot of changes that go on, but I have sentimental feelings about that because it's like, okay, so what do I do now if I don't go party? Like, that used to be so much fun for me. What is fun for me now? It's like kind of having to figure out a whole new path for myself. So that could be another thing that's coming up for you when it comes to changes that are happening in your life right now. So many different options when I see this leaving because we can leave anything and feel differently, like have these sentimental feelings and the feeling that our family is changing, like if we're even leaving a job, if we're leaving a city. So for you, pile 3, it looks like the changes that are coming up for you or that you're going to be leaving something. You're just going to need maybe you need to prepare yourself about what, like, to make sure that you are okay in this process, that you acknowledge some of the feelings that are coming up for you, and you acknowledge that yes, these people are not going to be there physically anymore if you're literally moving away, or even maybe I'm not resonating with these people anymore, or I'm breaking up with this person. So there's some voids that are going to be there. Like, I'm not going to be feeling like my relationships are going to be changing, the dynamics in them, the people, the players of the relationship game are not going to be there anymore. And so to be able to process those feelings, to really like allow them to come up and acknowledge them and be like, I think about this person when I make breakfast every morning because we used to make breakfast together all the time. But it's not a bad thing. It just is. It just was. And I can like remember that and appreciate it rather than like allowing yourself to get really down about it. So I think that's what this part of the reading is doing, just kind of preparing you for that. Okay, pile 3, that is what's coming up for you in the near future. Thank you so much for watching this reading. I will see you in the next one.